reorganizing, the first thing I think that would just be the easiest thing to do is clear the bookshelves off. Now I'm only showing the shelves that I will be reorganizing because there is one on the bottom where I have my notebooks, my sketchbooks, and I'm really just storing stuff down there because I don't need that one yet. I think I'll get another bookcase in February when I move out, but I think I'm really just gonna organize or reorganize these 4 shelves because I'm also going to probably rearrange like how big these shelves are, because I want these books here and this shelf itself needs to be a bit bigger. So I'm going to rearrange not only where the books are, but like how big each shelf is. I'm trying to optimize all the space that I have on here, considering I still have more books coming in the mail. Okay, I'm gonna start up here. This is easy because it's all paperbacks that are essentially about the same size, like height-wise, not like thickness, because those are all like different. Oh look, it's ACOTAR. Still have not read that. Plan to. Don't know when. So overhyped. Don't know what it's all about. Oh. Wow. Okay. Shelves almost cleared off. The only thing I have on my bookshelves with books that's not books. Speaker. Of course. Oh, how am I gonna get these out? Okay. Look at how yellow some of these books are. They're older ones, so it's okay. I will update you guys once I've cleared all of these off, because that's gonna take me a bit and it's gonna take a lot of space. Alright, so now that the 4 shelves that I am reorganizing are cleaned off, the next step is obviously clean the shelves themselves off. And I prefer to wipe them down just because I do take my books with me almost everywhere I go, so I want to get all the bacteria up and not just the dust, and this way I don't miss as much dust. I don't know if that's actually how it works, but that's how I do it. So this one's gonna be the hardest to get to. I am too short for these bookshelves, like entirely too short. Gotta get the sides as well. One down. Oh, this one's nasty. What the heck? Oh, okay. So apparently I've pushed stuff too far back because now there's a gap between the back of the bookcase and the shelf. That's fun. That'll be nice to fix when I go to move this. Okay. That one's done. And one more. Just realized this is going to be so fun to move when I move out, because this is coming with me and I'm gonna have to take it apart, and it took me 3 hours to build. It's gonna be fun. Too expensive to get rid of when I move out, and too expensive to stay here. Come in with me. Gotta get the fronts of the shelves. Alright, so those are cleaned off. That garbage can up there. Okay, so this shelf, I can't physically move this one because it's the one connecting the top and the bottom, I can move this one. So I think I'm going to do that. Move that one up a bit. So there's 3 here, and that's why I was always gonna be okay. So lift up, pull out. Easy. But now I have to move these little things. Come up. 2. Put that on the books. 2. Is that even? No, that is not even. That is a 1. God damn. This is a lot more difficult than it seems. Scissors. Scissors never hurt. There we go. That worked a lot better than I thought it would. Okay. Set now. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be even. I just hit this against my dresser and it does not need to hit my dresser. So let's put that in, see if it's even. I actually managed to not mess this up. I did mess it up. I did not put it up enough on one side. I'm so stupid sometimes. Let's put you there. Please don't fall. Scissors. Got it. Ugh. Okay. Now it should be even. You guys are just watching me struggle thus here. What? Oh God, I put it back in the same spot. Okay. That looks even to me. Okay. So I am going to put all of my Shadowhunter books here. I don't know how or in what order, because I kind of liked how I set it up before, but that wasn't the best because there's more Shadowhunter books coming out and I need room for them. And I want them all on the same shelf too, because why would you have them all over the place? Especially when the spines are almost all identical. So how am I gonna do this? I blocked them in. Let's try it like this. Okay, so we have the Infernal Devices series right here. And let's try lining them all up on the bookcase because this is the entire Mortal Instruments series, courtesy of my dad. Because he couldn't remember which ones I had. So he got me matching spines. Let's try putting them all like this. I think I'm gonna run out of space very quickly putting them like this, because I do have all of the ones that are out. But now that those are there, let's try Infernal Devices. I bought these two and thought they were the exact same spine, and they're not. So I have one like weird Clockwork Angel spine. It is the pretty cover though. I love this cover, but not the one I needed for it all to be even. Oh well. And then Okay, then we have, I really need to either get Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness in paperback, or just get Lady Midnight in hardcover, because it's the only paperback I have for that trilogy. And that's weird. Okay. We got Lord of Shadow. See, that throws me off a lot. Queen of Air and Darkness. Okay, so that's not going to fit, because I still have the 3 novellas up here, and more Shadowhunter books. I have the Eldest Curse series, the Last Hours, and the Shadowhunter Codex. So that is not going to work. Could do this. Is this going to fit? This is kind of how I had it before. Okay. Queen of Air and Darkness. That actually is even. Lord of Shadows. Lady Midnight. This sucks. Because I still have. Okay. These to go on the shelf. So I've got Shadowhunters and Downworlders, Mortal Instrument Reader, Shadowhunter Codex, Don't Fall, The Red Scrolls of Magic, and Chain of Gold. I'm gonna figure this bookshelf out and then update you guys afterwards. Alrighty, so I did finish reorganizing my bookcase. I actually thought it was a little easier and went a lot quicker without filming it. And I am going to be unhauling some books here and giving a few to my brother because they are young for me, but I do still have some emotional attachment to them because they taught me some things, and I would like my brother to be able to experience some of the same lessons I did that really helped me. So on the top shelf, I have my poetry on this side. I have in the middle some of my mass market paperbacks, which include The Host, Pride and Prejudice, To Kill a Mockingbird, and 2x2 by Nicholas Sparks. Ooh, 2x2 by Nicholas Sparks. So weird, I was so pale. And then over here, I just have some miscellaneous books that did not fit standing like straight up, so I laid them down and they fit that way because I did not want to get rid of them, though I might get rid of that top one right there. You Being You Is As Crazy As Me Being Me, I think it's what it's called, because that's a arc. I've had that one for I don't know how long. I think a friend gave it to me. And then this shelf here, I tried putting like all my either like finished series or unfinished series that I do plan on getting the rest of them for. So I have like Harry Potter right over here. This is like the sketch covers, like the newer ones where you line them all up in a row and it comes out as a mural. Yeah, I had that one, and then Cursed Child and the second Fantastic Beasts book. I also have the only graphic novel I have on here that I'm keeping is On a Sunbeam because it has an amazing representation and I'm absolutely in love with the art in it. I also have Zenith and Glass Sword. I do plan on getting Nexus, also by Sasha Alsberg and Sarah Cummings, to finish that off, and I plan to get the other books in the Red Queen series to finish it off because I actually quite enjoy the Red Queen series. I know that's not as popular of an opinion, but I actually quite enjoy it, so I do plan on getting all the books for that. probably be after I move out so I can have another bookcase, because that is obviously needed. And then I have Notes from the Midnight Driver. That is not part of a series, but it is my only signed book by an author that I got to meet in person from when I was in 8th grade, I believe. And I do love his books, and I plan to try and get all of them, because I know they're middle grade, but they're really good, and I quite enjoy reading them. And so I put it on the shelf because I do plan to get the rest of them. And then I have, Sleeping Freshmen Never Lie and Sophomores and Other Oxymorons by David Lubar. That is a completed duology. For the longest time after I got Sophomores and Other Oxymorons, I thought there was going to be another one for the main characters' junior and senior year, but there was not, sadly. But it is still awesome to have that duology completed, and I don't think I will ever get rid of it, because it was a series I read during such an emotional time of my life that it just helped me get lost out of the real world. And then I have The Cruel Prince and the Wicked King, and I have The Queen of Nothing coming in by the latest August 10th. It's out for delivery, well, not delivery, but like shipping on Amazon, because I ordered it like the beginning of July. Amazon's been slow lately, so we're just not going to talk about that. But I do plan to move on a Sunbeam up to the top shelf once Queen of Nothing comes in, so I have room. And then after the Folk of the Air, I think that's what that series is called, I have the Selection series, all the way from the Selection to the novella bind-ups Happily Ever After on there. The completed series, absolutely loved it, will not get rid of it, because it is a guilty pleasure of mine, because I hated it when I first read it back in 7th grade. Did not end up liking it because I was into dystopian and Cassandra Clare, obviously. And then this shelf here is actually all of my Cassandra Clare books. I did put it the exact way it was when it was up here, but since I raised the shelf a bit, I put more space than I meant to, so like it's taller than the previous shelf was, so I can actually fit more books when they come, and I have room for when The Lost Book of the White comes in September, because I pre-ordered it. I'm very excited. So I have my Mortal Instruments books and then the Infernal Devices all right here, and then I have my novella bind-ups, which I kind of wish were paperback, because I'm not that into hardcover because they're so heavy. But then I also have the Dark Artifices series. That's what it's called. Sorry, my brain is working slow right now because I finished all of my coffee too soon. So I'm either working on getting Lady Midnight as a hardcover, or Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness in paperback, because having just one paperback in that series is really getting to me. But that will be figured out when we get there. And then the last shelf, I put a majority of my paperbacks, and I have it sorted out pretty well between like more contemporary YA and more like fantasy sci-fi dystopian YA. So like this side you cannot see because I have my books here. Can you see now? Yeah. Okay, so this is more like dystopian sci-fi fantasy YA paperbacks. I do have my Twilight books in here. And my Odyssey book from school in this pile, because I spent money on the Odyssey and I'm not getting rid of it. That book was really weird, not gonna lie, so weird. And then over here I have like more contemporary romance kind of YA books, such as like I put Oxford Year on this shelf, and The Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda, and Anna and the French Kiss, like those kinds of books over here, along with Everything Everything. And then these ones here on the end are more so like a mixture of both. but only because their sizes were like a lot bigger or a lot smaller than the other ones, so it would have made the piles very weird. So I just kind of put them to the side. I also put my copy of Dracula and the Scarlet Letter over there, because they're really nice spines and I wanted to display those, so yeah, I put those there. That is it for like what is where on the bookshelf. And now we're gonna jump into the books that I am unhauling. Alright, so instead of starting with like this big pile of books I'm completely unhauling, I figured I would just show you guys the books that I'm going to give to my brother that were on my bookshelf, because I think he would really enjoy them. So the first one is actually a comic book. It is Awkward by Svetlana Chmakova. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I got this one, there we go. I got this one from my very last book fair in 8th grade. Once I got to high school, they kind of stopped the Scholastic Book Fair, which I never understood. But it is a beautifully illustrated comic book about these kids. I think they're in middle school or just school in general, and it's like the two different teams teaming up to make something awesome. The back says, on her first day at her new school, Penelope or Peppy Torres reminds herself of these basics, but when she trips into a quiet boy in the hall, Jamie Thompson, she already broke the first rule, and the mean kids start calling her the nerder girlfriend. How does she handle this crisis? By shoving poor Jamie and running away. Falling back on rule 2 and surrounding herself with new friends in the art club, Peppy still can't help feeling ashamed about the way she treated Jamie. Things are already awkward enough between the two, but to make matters worse, he's a member of her own club's arch rivals, the Science Club. And when the two clubs go to war, Peppy realizes that sometimes you have to break the rules to survive middle school. So this is middle school, and their two rules that they refer to are cardinal rule number 1 for surviving school: don't get noticed by the mean kids. And cardinal rule number 2 for surviving middle school is seek out groups of similar interests and join them. I actually really enjoyed this, and I read this in one sitting every time that I read it. It's really sweet, it's really cute, and it just teaches you a lot. And since my brother is not in middle school yet, I can say that, I think he would really enjoy this, and it can prepare him a lot for what middle school could be like for him and teach him not to discriminate against a group of people at school just because of what they're interested in, because I would love for him to make a wide variety of friends. And then the other book that I am giving to him is Augie and Me, 3 Wonder Stories. So I was read Wonder in 8th grade by my teacher. It could have been 7th grade. 7th or 8th grade, I was read the book Wonder in class, and I absolutely loved it, and I think it had an amazing perspective on what it's like to be in a family with an autistic kid. And my brother already loves making new friends with a wide variety of people, and I just want him to be prepared for what it's like in case he does make friends with someone who's autistic, because there's nothing wrong with that. And I found that this author knows how to write about it very well and explain things a lot better and opens people's eyes to it. We move on to the big pile of books that I am genuinely unhauling from my house completely. Like, they're gonna go to Goodwill so that somebody else can read them and enjoy them. So first, I have my original copies of the Mortal Instruments series, City of Ashes, City of Glass, and City of Lost Souls. So my dad bought me the box set because he could not remember which ones I already had, and so I don't want to keep second copies of these, especially because I know somebody else out there would really enjoy reading these and might have the other books in the series and need these ones. So I have no grief over unhauling them because I do have copies already, so I'm not losing the stories entirely. And then the next book that I am unhauling, I don't think is mentioned a lot on YouTube. It is My Life as Ava by Ava Gutowski. It is by the YouTuber Ava Gutowski. I absolutely love her videos. They're amazing. I bought her book when it came out because it just had some amazing photography and really cool stories, and I have not touched it since I read it the first time. So I am okay with giving this one away. There is no love lost between it, but I do recommend reading it because it is very good, and it's very short too, very thin. And it's got a lot of photos, got some recipes in it, and it just talks about her life in general. The next one I am unhauling is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. As you guys know, I did DNF this book earlier in the year because I could just not get into it. I read maybe 100 or so pages and was very underwhelmed and very confused. And it could also be my fault for watching this show on Netflix first and assuming that the book was more like the Netflix adaptation than it actually was. So that is on my part. I'm not saying it is written badly. It is written very well, but it just does not suit my personal taste, so I was not able to finish it, and I have no loss in donating it. The next book I am donating is Awakened, a House of Night novel. I had gotten this from Goodwill originally as well, and I read it not knowing it was part of a series, and it's in the middle of the series too, so I was very confused, and I don't think I ever plan on reading this series as it is. So I'm just going to donate it. Like I said before, there is no loss. I've read it, I was confused. I don't plan on reading the rest of the series. Please don't come at me. I don't even know what series this is part of, so I don't even have the energy to track down what series it is and figure out if I would enjoy it. Then I have Rogue Wave by Jennifer Donnelly. I did read this, and I read Blue, the first one was Blue something. Ooh. I cannot remember what the first book was called. But this is a book 2 in the series, and I read book 1, I got rid of book 1 a while ago, and I think it would just be nice for somebody else to be able to read it because this did influence a lot of my reading style. This is some of the fantasy dystopian kind of books that I read after I read the Cassandra Clare books because I didn't know what else to read. Then this one I've had, I really shouldn't still have. I might actually just return this one to my library, but it is a read and return, so you don't check it out, but like it's not even in their system anymore because it's so old. It's Girl vs. Boy. I don't even know what this one's about. I never got to it, and I don't have any want to read it anymore either. And it's been on my shelf for like 2 years, and I don't want to read it anymore. So I'm gonna donate it, and somebody else is going to read it and enjoy it and love it, and that's why I donate books. Alright, so the last 2 books that I am unhauling from my bookcase today, I might get a little hate for from my vampire fans. So I'm getting rid of Vampire Academy and Frostbite, both from the Vampire Academy series. So I have no interest in reading the Vampire Academy series, like at all. I didn't like the movie, and I have not had much of an interest to read any sort of vampire books. other than the vampires in Cassandra Clare's books. And I don't even know what order the series goes in. I have absolutely no interest in reading it, and I did not buy these myself. My dad got these for me from a thrift store, which is awesome, so there's like no waste in getting rid of them. Someone else can get them from Goodwill and totally enjoy them. I just have absolutely no interest in ever reading the Vampire Academy series. So these are a definite goodbye, and no grief over them either. Alrighty guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comment section below how you guys organize your bookcases, because I kind of just go with what I think will work when I'm organizing them.